behind the scenes here, you can see I'm sitting in a different seat because it's actually Wednesday, and we're recording this ahead of time because I have to go out of town this weekend. But Rex and I are both here in the studio. You know, he never comes on camera, so you don't have to worry about seeing him.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm doing you a favor.
But we just finished a segment talking about traditional publishing versus self-publishing as the two far spectrums of the publishing racket. It never occurred to me to do self-publishing, and that's not the right way to put it. I never considered going into publishing a book myself. Number one, because I recognize that I don't have the skills to be able to do it. Like I probably do now at this point, but at the time I absolutely never did. And I don't want to. I didn't want to put all the work in for the graphic design and the layout and all that stuff. I didn't want to have sole responsibility for the book. But your first book was self-published, wasn't it?
Accidentally.
Unintentionally self-published.
It was a book based on a game system, and I finished the book. They said it's great, but we don't have any money to advertise or anything. But if you want to publish on your own, go ahead.
Did you have success with sales, at least in the game?
Define the success.
Did you sell enough to make your money back?
Yes.
Yes. So that would be success.
Okay.
I mean, from a business perspective,
that's breaking even. That's not really successful.
But if you build a product and you've invested money into a product and you earn enough back to earn back your investment, businesses would consider that successful.
Okay.
Yeah. Profit would be better, but at least now at this point, anything you sell would be profit.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the Across the Wounded Galaxy.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's a good book. You guys should buy that book. I liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you? All right, good.
I did. I'm not making that up. I liked it.
Good.
I didn't read it beginning to end. I read it during our writers' group.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Right. So you brought it in as you were working on it and we were reading it. I enjoyed it. It didn't occur to me to take After December as a self-publishing, and it probably wouldn't be published now if I hadn't made a connection with a publisher that said, I'd like to publish this book. And not because she'd read the book, but because she liked me.
Right.
So that's a very different way to go through the query process, is simply to make a connection with somebody that says, I believe in what you're trying to do. But we had this conversation about a year ago before After December got published, because we've been doing this show and we were talking about credibility and would anybody really believe that what we're talking about, we know what we're talking about, if we didn't have a product to show that we do.
Exactly.
And so you said you need to publish a book.
Yeah. What you do. I mean,
and I went,
we can sit around and talk about it, but till you actually do it, it's like a person talking about how to raise children who doesn't have any. Right? I mean, you can listen to their advice, but how seriously do you take it if the person's never actually done it?
I would say in that particular metaphor, I take advice very seriously from pretty much anybody who thinks they can raise a kid, because it's really hard.
Well, how about teaching? Someone gives you advice on how to teach.
Oh, no, God,
when
no.
you're up front, they've never actually stood in front of a class.
Yeah, no. When they talk about how to engage your audience or whatever, like people who are terrible speakers that have done just an awful job with a presentation, and then they want to go and give advice on how to give a good presentation, I'm like, I feel like maybe you don't really know. So yeah, I think there's a credibility factor with some of that. All right, we're going to go back on the air now. Like I said, we're recording ahead of the Saturday program, but all of our Patreons, you guys are going to get this behind the scenes look at mine and Rex's conversation around self-publishing. Hopefully we don't repeat that on the air. All right, we'll chat with y'all soon. Thanks for being patrons. We appreciate you.